Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be going on I'm going to be basically doing a full in-depth tutorial on the PC building simulator. So we're going to be going in the NZXT workshop. So yes, I'm basically, I'll put some timestamps on the screen right now. I'm basically going to be showing you how to do everything, how to actually make the PC, how to get different parts and stuff. But I think one of the biggest questions is how to do custom water cooling. And I don't mean just like normal cooling. I mean like actual water cooling. Like, okay, it's nothing's in here, but like proper custom water cooling. So, let's see. Let me put one of these computers away. Hold on. Let me just close this out. Okay. Let's put this computer away. I just want to make sure that's actually in here. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know where you'd get it on the other like things, on like the other workshops, but on the NZXT one, you just go here, open inventory, and you want to start with a case. So I think the easiest one is the NZXT one. It's probably like H510, H710. I'm gonna go with the H710 just because it's a bit bigger. We'll go with the white one. Actually, wait. Oh yeah, okay, this is the same one. But anyway, so obviously you want to start with removing the side panel, and usually you want to remove the other side panel, and basically just top panels and all these panels basically. Even if you're like not gonna do anything with them, it just makes it easier. And then you can like remove drive bays if you're not gonna be using them. So that's what I'm doing now because I'm not gonna be using them. But I'm pretty sure there's drive bays back here. Yeah, just no point in removing them. And you also want to remove the PSU cradle. Okay. So now we want to actually start off with a motherboard. So you want to choose what kind you're doing. I think I'm gonna want to go with the Intel i9. So I don't know what motherboards actually support Intel socket LGA. So this one should work. So yeah, AM4 no. Kind of want to go with the one that matches, but yeah. Alright, here we go. This one should work. And usually, because obviously you're not actually spending real money on this game unless you buy the game, obviously. But it's like this motherboard's not costing me anything in real life, so you probably want to go with like best specs if you're just playing around. And also just to make it better and easier, you want to go with the biggest motherboard. So anyway, after this you want to open the CPU shield. They'll probably be different on every one, so we'll go the 9900K. We'll just go with the normal one, just plop that in there, close CPU shield, and you can do it later, but I'm just gonna do it now. Thermal paste, just do it now so you don't forget. Okay, then you probably want to go with the RAM. It doesn't really matter for RAM, just like go with a good size. And yeah, basically, I'm just gonna go with a G-Skill one because they're my favorite RAM. I'm gonna go with the Tridents. I'll go with the go 4400 megahertz, and then you can like scroll in, and then you want to open the memory clips. I'm not sure it matters which ones you actually put the RAM in, but I like doing it this way because this is what it'd be like in the actual PC. Didn't mean to take that out. Doesn't matter though. Gonna put it back in though. Okay, now it is gonna be time for the storage. So doesn't really matter, but SSD is probably what you want. So we'll go with a gigabyte ARS. Oh, nice 1 terabyte one. If you don't know where it is, you can just like go like this just to see where you see the green, and then obviously that means that's usable. And yeah, so there's only one drive bay here, so we put that in. Alright, next is, okay, it honestly really depends from here. You're probably gonna want to go with a power supply, maybe. Yeah, so we'll go with a power supply. I'm just gonna go the 850 watt, but it like doesn't really matter because 850 watts is usually more than enough unless you're going completely overkill. Honestly, we kind of are going overkill. But yeah, honestly, 850 should be enough. We'll go with the Corsair one. Plop it in here. Okay, now we're basically done with the, not hard parts, but yeah, we're kind of close to being done. So now, this would be the time to put in the cooling. If you want to put in like one of these basically stock coolers, you just put them in. You basically just tap it there, and then boom, it's in. And then if you want to put in a NZXT one, so one of the Krakens, you could put them in like this. Again, it doesn't really matter which one you use. I'll choose the X52 for example. So I think it makes the most sense to put it in at the top. And also, if you did what I did, you gotta make sure you reapply thermal paste. So it's probably easier to put it in at the top because you just gotta go in, you screw it in, and yeah. Then let's say you want to put it in the side, you just remove. You have to remove all 3 of the fans. Unless, even if you're doing if you're doing 2 fans or 3 fans, you have to remove all 3 of them. But if you're doing 1 fan, I'm pretty sure you only have to remove 2. So yeah, but we're not doing that. We're gonna be doing custom water cooling. So yeah, so basically, once you have that in, or if you don't have it in, you're gonna want to go with a graphics card. But this is basically when we're gonna get into the CPU cooling, because you actually do need a cooling water-cooled GPU. So we're gonna want to put one of those in now. Doesn't really matter. We'll just go with the 2080 Ti probably. If you want more customization, you're probably gonna want to go with this Aorus here. Maybe, but because that looks pretty cool, or it doesn't really matter, but this one probably looks the best, but it is kind of big, so it's kind of hard to do a whole lot of customization here. So if you do want to use one of these big ones, I would recommend installing it vertically like I'm doing here. Just gotta remove the 2 PCI slots, plop it in, and screw it in. Okay. So now we gotta go with the CPU blocks. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go with a white one just because kind of wanted to go with the build here. So we put those in, and now we need the reservoir. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Obviously, it has to fit. So this is the smallest, and I would recommend. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter, but which one you get, because they're all basically the same. This one's the easiest, so they're basically all the same. So I'm just gonna go with one that has a top and a bottom, and by that I mean one that has a wait, no, so not that, not one of those. I'm pretty sure this one has it. Nah, I could have sworn there was one that had a plug on the top and a plug on the bottom, but I don't know. But these 2 are the plugs here, and usually sometimes there's one here and then there's one at the top, but I guess usually there's just 2 here. So that's what we'll be doing. So now we did CPU blocks. Radiators, these are basically just going to be cooling fans. So if you're planning on overclocking, I would recommend doing this. So we are going to be overclocking. So basically we just unscrew all of these, and I'll speed this up. Okay, so now that those are out, we can basically choose any of these, but we're going for aesthetics. So we're gonna go with RGB. We're gonna just go with a 3 fan radiator, just because it'll obviously cool everything, and it'll make the CPU temp lower. So I'm gonna put I'm not gonna put this in time lapse because we're basically done now. We just got a few more screws. Okay. And we have that done now. We also want to remove this, so I'll do that pretty quickly. Just get this one here. Okay, so now it doesn't really matter what you do here. You can either do 3 at the top here, or you could do 2 at the top, which is what I'm going to do, and close to the right side. And then you can do 1 on the side here. The reason you have to do that is just because with these ones, they're pretty bulky. So for instance, if we would have put one here, and let's say you had one with 3 fans, these plugs here, they'd be here, and if you're doing custom water cooling, which obviously you are, if you're watching this here, then that wouldn't actually be able to get to that. So you know what, I'm actually gonna just do 3 at the top, and they all should be the same, just because you technically have 3 fans either way. You could have 3 fans here or 2 fans and 1 fan, obviously adding up to 3. So I'm just gonna do 3 fans at the top because I think that'll look better. So I'm just gonna screw this in, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so we have the top one screwed in here. So now this is basically where we're actually gonna start water cooling it. So you want to go here to piping, and then you want to choose basically what you want. So we don't want RGB here. So let's say we do a white flexible pipe. Flexible pipes are the easiest here because you can just attach them like this. No need to do anything fancy. And yeah, so whoops. We're going to remove that though. So basically you just want to attach it, and you want it to be in a loop. So for instance, you want to go to the block, to the fan, to the fan, to the CPU, to the GPU, back here. So you couldn't go like the pump to the fan and then pump to the CPU to the GPU, because that's not in a loop. It has to be in a loop. So you always want to keep that in mind. So, and obviously the flexible pipes, as I was saying, they're pretty easy, but we're going to be focusing on the rigid pipes because they're harder, but I also think they do look better. Is there a... I could have sworn there was a clear one. Yeah. So we'll go with that. So we'll start up here. We'll go here to the fan. And so basically to do this, you can just like move it around any way you want. Obviously, it can't collide with anything. And anytime there's a 90-degree angle, or I guess any kind of angle, there's going to be one of these connectors, which you can also choose. But now, here's one of the things that I don't think a lot of people know of. Personally, I think those look pretty bulky. If you don't want them, you can actually go with these ones. So, like these ones that kind of look like bottle caps. And then what that does is basically when you connect it, as you can see, there's like a 90-degree angle here. I'm going to put in a bunch of different angles. There's not actually any of these things. So you want to do one of these bottle cap type things, and then there's not actually going to be a big bulky connector. So just want to make sure I have that in. So I'm going to quickly do this real quick. I'll just show you how to like basically make it into a loop, make it look good. I personally like having everything at a nice angle here, so I want to put that in. And a lot of you guys are probably questioning what I'm doing right now because it's in red, which means it won't work, but just want to put this up behind the white part. Don't know why that's not working. Oh well, doesn't really matter. We'll just go here, make it look not as good, but still look decent. Alright, and yeah, that works. Let's make this corner here. Okay, boom. Now we can go to here, up to this fan, up to the radiator at least, and it's not okay. Boom, and nice 90-degree angle over there. And yeah, we'll just keep it like that. Okay, boom. And then we'll go here to the GPU, just for the one reason that so let me just angle this in a good way. Why is this being weird? Okay, I don't think we can go to the GPU, but I'll go from here to the CPU. The reason I wanted it to be on the GPU is because I kind of like having a direct flow from the pump to the CPU, but I don't really think that matters. But whatever, we'll just go like this. We'll go here and up there. Okay, then we'll go to the CPU, to the GPU. Boom. You have that, and we'll move this up a bit. And then finally, completing the loop, we'll go here to the pump. Not sure if that's gonna work though. Need to grab this corner here. And that's weird why that doesn't work. Think it'll just be easy to go here to here. And yeah, boom. Full loop here, and you will have some extra bits here, but as you can see, they don't actually attach to anything, so you don't have to worry about them. And now for the last bit is the coolant, and this is just like the like liquid inside of it, so doesn't really matter what you do. I'm gonna just do a green because oh yeah, I always forget to do this. You then have to attach the cables, and you can just choose which ones you want, what color, anything. We're gonna go the white just to match the build. You just gotta plug everything in, including these ones out here. Otherwise, the computer won't actually connect to that monitor over there. And honestly, even if you're not doing water cooling, it might be better or just quicker and easier to do a water-cooled fans instead of the normal ones, just because I think all normal fans just come in ones, so it might just be quicker to do that. But anyway, let's install some coolant. I'm gonna get some green in there. So as you can see, that weird green is now flowing through everything in a loop. Ooh, that looks cool, doesn't it? It's kind of satisfying to watch it travel through the pumps. And before you actually turn the computer on, make sure that it's fully flowed back there to the pump. And it might stop like that sometimes. Well, it does for me. I think that's just because my computer's not great. Oh, it stopped. Ooh, yep. That looks pretty nice. So let's go here. No OS found. Yep, okay. And we'll just go into BIOS. You always have to go into BIOS. Alright, so yeah, now that we're in BIOS, CPU temp is 43 degrees. That might be a problem, because that's a bit hot. It should probably be in the 30s, especially if we're planning on overclocking it. So let me take a look at this. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It looks fine to me. I think it's just the parts are pretty high end. But anyway, so doing that CPU OC and RAM OC, I'd recommend just doing a CPU OC. But anyway, you probably just want to do it one thing at a time. So base clock, usually what you want to do. Then you go to settings, apply changes, and restart. Go back into BIOS. And then, alright, so we overclocked it a bit. CPU speed is not crazy hot. I mean, sorry, CPU temp. The speed is pretty good. And then we'll probably want to do the RAM. Probably want to get it to a nice round number. What was it at? Okay, well, okay, let's do that for now. We will enter BIOS once again. And so the process is kind of long. It will take you, like, a couple tries. Well, not a couple tries, but basically you want to overclock it in like basically as much as you can without the temperature getting insanely hot. So that's a tiny bit hot, so I'm gonna overclock that down once, and then basically that'll be a good amount of overclocking. 45 degrees, yeah. So that's basically how you overclock it. We overclocked the base clock by 2 megahertz, and we've overclocked this by like 100 megahertz, or something around that. So now that we're done overclocking it, this would be the time to add all the other parts back in. So dust filter we can put in. We can go the front panel, top panel, side panel here, PSU cradle down here. Just screw all these in. And then the other side panel, which is like the one here with all the parts on, that's optional. You can do that if you want. I'm not going to keep it on just because I like seeing all my different parts inside the computer. So basically now what we're going to want to do is we want to turn it off. Tools and software, get any of these USB drives. They're basically all the same. We'll just do the standard one. Power it on. Do not power it into BIOS. Just wait a couple seconds and boom, booting in to your computer. Now, a lot of this stuff doesn't matter if it, because I'm in free build, obviously. This stuff will matter if you're in the career. But basically, the only thing that really matters in free build is lighting. So you just do that. Yes, restart the computer. Wait a couple seconds because you don't want it to go into BIOS. So just wait a couple seconds. And you're here lighting. So obviously this is how you control all the lighting. You can select all lights. You can just go like rainbow. Slow down the speed. And then everything will be synced up in here. And something that's also cool that I don't think a lot of people know is that if you do swap the peripherals, I'm just going to go with the Razer one. Because I know that they have RGB backlights, so we'll go with that. And yeah, let's do a Razer one. You can actually sync these to be whatever color you want. So, for instance, if we do the keyboard, we can get it in like a cool rainbow. Like, kind of what like a normal keyboard would do. Oh, that's the mouse, but whatever. So you can also go with the keyboard. And then you can make that like red or something. So yeah. So then also we're basically done, but this is just how to like store PCs and everything. You can just move that over here. You can just go into the storage cabinet, and then if you want to, you can just get it out. Is this it? Yeah, it is. So you can just pick up the PC. Put it back down, work on it, upgrade the parts or something, and then you can always put it down here on the main computer here. Check your calendar, have some drinks, get hydrated if you know what I mean. And yeah, this has basically been a full tutorial on PC Building Simulator. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to smash a like, subscribe, and yeah, leave a like if you think this computer looks great once I turn it on. But yeah, subscribe, comment something, comment any video ideas that you guys want to see. And as I said, smash a like if this computer looks absolutely insane. And I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.